This spine-tingling video is about to serve as a chilling reminder of why it's never a wise move to play detective in the dead of night, especially when you're in the middle of nowhere. Get ready for a hair-raising sight that'll make you think twice about stepping out of your vehicle into the unknown. The backstory of this clip is a bit murky, but from what we gathered, the man in the video noticed a figure standing unmoved in the middle of the road and decided to check it out. Utterly pissed, he decided to call their bluff by pulling off the cloth, hoping to find the prankster underneath, only to discover the chilling truth that it was never a prank. Could this be real? Do ghosts now appear in front of people's cars unprovoked? Or maybe it was a cheap shot at internet fame. What do you make of this video? Let us know in the comments.
Animals are known for being quite sneaky and slinky when trying to get away from predators or danger in general. Deers especially are some of the more graceful escape artists. But as effective as they are, they shouldn't just disappear into thin air, should they? There are a few questions we have about this one. One of the main ones being why this person was knowingly chasing a deer down the road. But aside from that, how did it just vanish? To be fair, to the untrained eye, we can see how this would read as an animal just evaporated. But look carefully at the area it jumps into. It's dark and encompassed by shadows. The camera quality isn't the best, so there's a high chance the deer did just jump over the barrier and the camera was unable to pick it up. Or that deer jumped into an invisible portal and it exists somewhere else in the metaverse. Which is it? Let us know what you think down below.
While getting along with his shift, this security guard, in an act of goodwill, gave 2 kids some balloons to cheer them up. He also stopped to have a conversation with them. But when he watched the CCTV footage back, the tendrils of dread began to creep from the pit of his stomach into his throat. Where the hell are these supposed children? He was looking in the direction of the balloons while he was talking, but who was he talking to? There's a few possibilities. The first one being that this poor guy stumbled upon 2 little ghost children that only he could see and they started following him, balloons in hand. A commenter also mentioned that he could be schizophrenic, which would explain a lot. But how does that explain the balloons following him down the corridor? Well, those balloons look like helium balloons, and if they're at that state where they're half full, when you walk past them it can create a gust that they follow due to electrostatic attraction. And his talking to nothing could also be that he was talking to a co-worker or something who was at the other end of the corridor. But what if he really saw the 2 young souls who linger through the corridors of that haunted hospital? What if? Creepy, isn't it?
It's not just paranormal videos that make your sweat run cold. These videos will have your heart racing faster than a sprinter on caffeine. Watch this.
Trains enter and leave the station.
Yo. Yo.
Can't help but wonder how someone could have a colony of rats cozying under their covers and not be disgusted by them.
It's over, Jerry.
I mean, these critters are disease-carrying nightmares. I think this might be the real-life rat whisperer on our hands.
What are you doing? We're making you pay! Keep going, Hugo!
And if you thought a cat could save you from this nightmare, you thought wrong.
Been chasing her all night, damn it. Do something with it.
But don't worry, if you don't see them around the house, surely it has to mean your house is safe, right? Well, apparently, when these guys aren't wreaking havoc in your house or crawling out of unimaginable places, they have a side job stealing trash bags. This person noticed that his trash bags were always missing, so he set up a camera to find out why. I bet he was just as shocked as we are. Why on earth would those pesky critters steal trash bags? I guess we'll never know.
They always say if you mess with what you don't understand, don't be surprised if you have to face the consequences. And as it turns out, this guy ended up learning that lesson the hard way. He has a reputation for exploring supposedly haunted buildings at stupid o'clock. But this time, things went way too far. The video starts off with the usual ghost hunting shenanigans, an abandoned, dusty building exploration as he walks through the place, checking it out room by room. Everything seems pretty quiet at first. Well, that was until he decided to go upstairs and came to the realization he was never alone. Take a look.
في أحد؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. إنه من سليمان وإنه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألا تعلوا علي وأتوني مسلمين.
The Spookfest starts with the unsettling noise of that metal door rattling, but soon enough, all hell breaks loose.
وإنه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألا تعلوا علي وأتوني مسلمين.
Now this is something we don't see often in these ghost hunting videos. Objects flying at him, sending the poor dude jumping back in fear. Unfortunately for him, when he turns the other way to bolt out of there, he comes across his worst nightmare. A wall. Yeah, As it turns out, in a wall meets head scenario, the wall seems to win every time. Of course, the supposed spirit had to say bye with one last pull on the door.
The history of cryptids is unfathomably rich. Almost every horrible murderous creature you could imagine in the deepest depths of your mind is probably a real-life cryptid according to the narrative around it. So when this guy started hearing his worst nightmare following him out on his walks, he pressed record in hopes it would prove he was just imagining things. Unfortunately, it was all as real as it gets. What the hell is that? We only got a glimpse of whatever the hell that was, and while there's still always the chance this was a dog who managed to get up to the roof of the barn, something about the video just doesn't sit right. Especially when these are the noises it makes. That doesn't sound like any dog we know about.
This one isn't paranormal, but it is terrifying nonetheless. Take a look as this dude gets on what could have been his last escalator ever. That's one way to go down a floor. According to the tabloids, he was stuck under there for an hour before firefighters were able to pull him out and get him to hospital. He was fine, don't worry, and managed to get a big payout when he sued them all. Regardless, this is way scarier than any ghost video though, isn't it?
While checking the CCTV one night, something caught the security guard's eye. Thinking it was a person possibly trespassing, he got ready to go out there and give them help, until he looked back and realized it might not have been a person at all.
Появляется какая-то тень, силуэт, вернее, человека, полупрозрачный, и исчезает. В замедленном действии. Посмотрим. Вот она появляется. исчезает.
How did the figure just vanish? Cameras are funny things, and sometimes, contrary to popular depiction, pictures can lie. So there's a chance this was a shadow that glitched out because of the night vision. But what do you think?
Going 60 in a 35 might be all fun and games, especially when you're listening to great music with your partner on a lonesome road in the middle of the night.
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place?
This couple was having such a great time when they saw something that changed their chilling mood to the one that sent actual chills down their spine.
No, what the hell is that? Really? Really?
Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! No.
While driving through an unknown area, they see some strange looking people holding torches from afar. And as they slowed down and got closer to these strange looking souls, they realized they were stumbling across the scare of their lives.
Really? Really?
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Could they have accidentally witnessed an occultic ritual, or worse, perhaps they just caught the underworld gatekeeper himself, leading lost souls back into the great beyond? Or is there something we missed? Whichever it is, one thing is for sure: no more night road trips for this couple.
If you need any more reasons why you shouldn't mess around with Ouija boards, this next clip might just be the nightmare fuel you need. While these two people were trying to make contact with the other side, they were met with a nasty surprise lurking just behind them.
¿Cuántas hay aquí?
Espérate. Dice saludos de la familia Hernández y de Dolores de Guanajuato. No es necesario hacer eso, dicen. No, ya no. John, tú dime, ¿a poco no sientes nada?
Sí, pero ¿no quieres más?
Sí, pues sí, pero tú estás jugando, yo no estoy agarrando eso.
No más poquitas.
Ok.
¿Y qué otra cosa quieres que me pregunte?
¿No sientes? Se siente algo aquí ya, ¿eh?
¿Estás aquí con nosotros?
¡Liz! ¡Muévete de aquí! ¡Muévete! ¡Muévete!
What the hell was that? We only get a tiny glimpse of the hellspawn, so it's hard to dictate whether it's something genuinely demonic or just a creepy mask stuck to the wall. But the noise that echoed through the room before he turned around is enough to make anyone's blood run cold. It does seem a bit sus that he knew exactly where to investigate first, almost as if the video was staged. But then again, you never know.
Acércate a mí. Muéstrate. Hay algo caminando. ¿Dónde está? Ahí hay algo. Si hay algo ahí, ahí está parado. Mira, se está desenfocando y está parado. ¿Lo ves? ¿Me quieres dar una señal o qué?
Sometimes you just get an instinct. One thing's for certain though, we won't be holding any Ouija board nights anytime soon. That thing might see it as an open invite.
Of all the things you'd expect to move on their own, a £365 anaesthesia machine is not usually high up on the list. But anything's possible these days. A lot of Redditors jumped to explain what happened, with most landing on the fact that the mechanism moves as though it's motorised, so something must have tripped the switch, turned the machine on, and knocked the rest of the stuff over on its way up. According to one comment, these machines do this if not tended to and held in place for a while as a dead man switch for patient safety. They are apparently designed to be unstable, so in the case that the machine is unattended, it will knock itself over and bring the patient out of anaesthesia. Now that's all nice and logical. But what switched it on? Is there a ghost inside the machine? Is this a ghost with a job? Or are the more logical-minded Redditors right in this case for a change? Let us know what you think.
While this woman was talking with some of her family members, she felt a strong pull on her hair. A pull so strong that she hit her head on the chair. She initially discarded it as a prank from one of her grandkids. But it wasn't until they reviewed the CCTV footage to catch the pranksters that things took a disturbing turn. Take a look. They all seemed pretty engrossed in that conversation when the woman felt her hair get pulled. Strings? Or some kind of weird spasm? It's almost as if someone tugged her hair, but we couldn't see anyone close enough to her. Also, she'd reached for her hair as though she'd felt a touch in a genuine looking reaction. So it couldn't have just been a spasm. What if, just what if, it was an unholy presence that wanted to make itself known? Since we don't have much of a backstory to the place, we'll let you decide about this one.
We found out about this place because Haunt Hunters sent a video of their investigation to our email, and the footage they caught seems to be very compelling. But what exactly was it that these guys walked into?
The historic Ritz Theater shut its cinematic doors after 80-plus years in the summer of 2023, but in doing so has given paranormal investigators a chance to investigate this haunted location.
I like.
Oh wow. You're not gonna like it.
What did it say?
Satan.
The Ritz Theater was opened in Utah in 1939 and was eventually handed down to married couple Alan and Mickey Bradshaw, who would run it for nearly 60 years until it closed down in 2023. What was once the town's most popular and historic entertainment outlet began to lose money, eventually forcing its doors closed.
We begin in the main theater and have most of the theater covered with various cameras to try and see if we can capture the spirit that I just saw. We have 2 infrared cameras pointed at the backs of the theater, a camera next to Jason and I on one side at the front of the theater, and on the other side of the front of the theater we have Jamie and her friend Justin.
A building that holds as much history as this is bound to be home to some strange phenomena.
Mostly so I can go get some snacks, but also so we can see about the paranormal activity there as well. Before I can even get set up, Jason and Jamie are already experiencing paranormal activity.
So we're excited to be at the theater tonight. Is there someone that could help us with candy or popcorn or drinks? We got the Paralantern, that's the round lantern-shaped object. It's got a purple light. Or keep touching that, keep turning that red.
Whoa, is this us? I mean, is that your phone?
Nope, I was testing it and I wasn't setting it off earlier.
Thank you, whoever's touching that K2. Now that... Oh, it's gone down.
Act like you're ordering something.
Now it's back up to yellow.
According to Mickey, ghosts are living in the walls. The building has had its share of paranormal experiences, with owners Mickey and Alan Bradshaw, employees and guests reporting ghostly occurrences. A notable incident involving Alan Bradshaw and his daughter seeing an apparition of a couple in the auditorium, who disappeared when they looked again. The cinema is believed to house resident spirits, including 2 ushers in one of the auditoriums, thought to be former employees who loved their jobs so much they never left. Despite the owner's practical approach to their spectral visitors, these experiences contribute to the unique character of the 84-year-old cinema. Dr. Ghost Hunter's YouTube channel decided to do a paranormal investigation there, but while they didn't catch much in the way of solid physical footage, the same can't be said about Haunt Hunters. They set up 3 cameras throughout the theatre and believe they caught a shadow figure sliding down the right-hand wall. Take a look.
See, shadow on the walls look normal. Right there, right there, walking. Walks, keeps walking, and then disappears completely in Reed. So watch, then you're gonna see our shadows kind of.
That was definitely a different shadow than
watch,
your guys'.
Another one. Manifests. Walks down. Watch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Watch. Goes, sits down. No one's sitting.
Yeah, that is definitely different than your guys' shadow too. You can tell the difference.
Dude,
that's
there's
weird.
3 people in that room, and now Reed's walking out, and watch. He gets a cold chill. Watch where he stops. Right there. That is nuts, dude.
Because with your guys' shadow, you guys have multiple light sources, so you can tell.
It's extremely hard to spot, so we'll zoom in a little. They believe this shadow couldn't have been cast from any of the other rooms because you can see that all the cameras are in real time, and the position as well as the speed of the figure doesn't seem to match that of anyone else in that room either. But focus on the figure and use your peripheral vision. Replay it as many times as you need. Can you see anyone that could be casting that shadow? The guys on the channel claim that they all moved so their shadows wouldn't be cast in the same place. Could this really be proof of a shadow person caught on camera? What do you think? Let us know. But a big shout out to Haunt Hunters for sending this one over to our email.
The deep, dark depths of a random tunnel never really promise any nice surprises at the end, and yet people still go cavorting down them. This supposed photographer managed to get himself into a right state when he saw what was following just behind him. According to the video, this footage was found on a smartphone that had been left behind somewhere near the tunnel, and it was the last video the owner captured before he took his last breath. If you do a little bit of digging, you will find a video from the same channel that shows 2 guys exploring that very place.
Google マップで Google Earth で通れるんです、それで。いや、ここストリートビューで通れんやったら見つけれんやったよね。いや、本当に。めちゃくちゃ入り組んでるんですよ、この辺。
It is sandwiched between some very busy motorways and expressways in Japan, and is surrounded by mostly scrapyards according to them. As creepy as this is, it gives no details on the figure we saw in the last video, considering it was so still and we only saw it for a split second. No idea what it could be. But there is one thing that sets us on edge about it. When the guys were exploring the tunnel a few days after finding the video, they stumbled upon a broken umbrella that had been cast aside. Which is the same umbrella the guy dropped as he ran away in the original video. So we have someone's last moments caught on camera. The last thing they saw was a weird shadow figure, and the umbrella they were holding was still lying crumpled where they dropped it. Could this video be real? Did that shadow, whatever it was, take someone's life?
Of course, worship is a great way to tap into your spirituality, but it looks like this group of worshippers achieved way more than that. Take a look at what their camera captured in the background. Everyone is serious and peaceful, singing in what looks like a religious gathering, when out of nowhere, the camera captures a shirt literally hovering on its own in the background, almost as if it's dancing along to their chant, without anyone touching it or even close enough to move it. The movements are just a complete spectacle that kept us replaying this video in a loop when we first found it. It's almost as if there's a fan underneath it, blowing air inside. But why would they do that? It certainly doesn't look like there's any space for a fan. The shirt is as close to the wall as it could be. Could it be a deceased worshipper from the past, towing the line between the living and the dead, excited by the sight of people in deep worship? Or is there a cheeky prankster who chose the worst time to pull this trick off? It certainly is a weird piece of footage, considering how serious everyone seemed about their prayers, but what do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Kids and animals are known for scoping out all things spooky that adults are otherwise blind to, which is why this woman was so scared when her daughter started pointing to the bedroom door.
Blakey, you okay? Do you want me to go open the door? Why? No? Okay. Okay, I'm honestly freaking the fuck out and I don't know what to do. Just a couple minutes ago, I got up and I closed my door because she kept pointing to my room saying, "Mommy, mommy, someone's over there." And she was terrified. She was terrified. Of course, freaking me out. So I went over there and she just said, "No, mommy, come here, mommy, sit, mommy, don't go over there." And so I called the dog and I closed the motherfucking door. And as you can see, dude, she's still terrified. She's still terrified. She doesn't want me going over there. She doesn't want me to open the door. I'm terrified.
As the days went on, more creepy stuff started to happen in the house, leading to one hell of a sleepless night.
I slept like absolute shit. Let's talk about why. Well, my husband was flying all the way back to Washington to pick up my oldest, so I was home alone with the baby and the dogs. Anybody else have one of them shark vacuums? You know, them robot vacuums? Like that? Well, right around 3:30 in the morning, it decided to randomly turn on out of nowhere. I was so scared I sat there frozen in bed with both the dogs growling at it. It ran for about 30 seconds, then stopped. I didn't go back to sleep. I was f***ing terrified.
To get the more logical argument out of the way, like any piece of technology, a robot vacuum is vulnerable to firmware or software glitches. If you look it up, thousands of people have had the same problem, but pairing the phantom vacuum with the existing tension in the house, no wonder she was tossing and turning all night, especially when the dogs started getting involved. If you have a dog, you know that sometimes even the smallest thing can set them off. That towel hanging off the back of the chair might have been enough to freak him out. However, as ambiguous as the clip was, it doesn't take away from the strange things her daughter claims to see in the bedroom.
Okay, I'm honestly freaking the f out and I don't know what to do.
Racking her brain for some kind of explanation, her mum got up and opened the door just to see what would happen. And it went about as expected.
Blakey, Mommy's gonna go open the door, okay? I'll be right back. It's okay. I'll be right back. And now she's hiding her face. It's okay, baby. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, tell me I'm not... What do I do?
We don't see or hear anything solidly spiritual in any of these videos. It's mainly anecdotal and circumstantial evidence. But children are pretty difficult to wrangle for videos, so something must have upset her to be so distraught. What was it? Maybe something scared her in that room a while ago and she is still plagued by it. Or perhaps it's her childhood imagination running wild and seeing things. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a poltergeist haunting her home.
The YouTube channel Airborne Pirates is known for its outdoorsy vlogs. This time, he took his dog out for its very first camping experience in what was supposed to be a solo all-night camping trip in Woodland Forest, not far from a graveyard. Little did he know that there was a not so pleasant surprise waiting for him. Take a look.
To YouTube, well, I still don't really class myself as a YouTuber, believe it or not. I'm not. I just like making videos, more for my own memory. I don't tell any of my friends really about it, or anyone at work. I don't know why. Just don't. Not embarrassed by it, by the way. I think it's a great thing. Some of the people I've met.
You missed it, didn't you? Don't worry. Let's slow it down and zoom in. A dark figure was spotted peeking behind the trees. Was it a local? And what would they be doing standing idle behind the woods? Plus, the guy in the video claimed no one comes to those parts of the woods and was confident he was the only one in the area. So, could it have been Bigfoot caught on camera on the Island of Man? Or the dreaded shadow people? He did mention the area isn't far from a graveyard, and locals believe the forest to be haunted. But the fact that neither he nor anyone in the comment section even acknowledged the figure brings the spooky vibes of this video up a notch. He did hear footsteps of someone walking around his tent at stupid o'clock though, but couldn't see anything.
Don't know if this is picking up because it's just my iPhone, but weird. Very weird sounds in the night here.
His channel has nothing to do with the paranormal. It's all about camping, diving and wild adventures. So what are your thoughts on this one? Let us know.
CCTV cameras have provided us with all sorts of paranormal punches in the face. And this clip is no exception. While checking over the office cameras at his restaurant job, this guy caught something that made him do about 15 double takes.
And I got my backpack wet. So I wanted to find out who did it, so I came in to check the cameras. And we're gonna go 30-second intervals. So every click's 30 seconds. Watch this area here. Craziest shit ever. What the hell? Now we're just gonna play it. Nobody's in the office. It's a notepad of paper. It just moves right out. Wait for it. What the hell? Now watch the book still.
Looks like the ghostly back-of-house team is a bit stressed.
You can't beat that, can you?
The unbalanced weight theory doesn't work here, because there was nothing there that could have been teetering on any kind of edge. The things that fell were all flat. So what happened? Well, if you look closely at the darker, rectangular item that first got pulled off the shelf, it bears a striking resemblance to a phone, and anyone will know that no surface can keep a vibrating phone from creeping itself to the edge and falling over. So it could have fallen because the phone was vibrating and it just took everything with it. Or is this truly a haunted restaurant? What do you think?
It isn't a secret that the spiritually inclined believe animals can sense paranormal beings, and scary videos like the one you're about to watch make it a lot easier to feel that way. Reddit user BeamDub624 noticed their dog going mad at thin air, so he decided to start recording. That's when he captured something truly bizarre. Take a look. According to BeamDub, they will periodically feel someone in their house with them, and when this happens, the dog will refuse to go near the basement door. Sure, the lack of audio seems a little sus, since we are just trusting them that there were no noises in the background upsetting the dog. But regardless, we've got to admit if the stories behind this video are true, and the fact that the dog's reaction seems everything but normal, we can't stop but wondering, what can it see that we can't?
Surely we've all had that moment where we felt someone was at our house when we were away, or that shadowy figure lurking in the corner of our eye. This family always thought they had some extraterrestrial housemates until they got home one day and found CCTV footage that just about confirmed their worst fears. Take a look at this paranormal concoction that sent chills down their spine. At first glance, it looked like no more than a shadow cast by a nearby object. Suddenly, the seemingly lifeless figure creeps to life and slithers ominously across the room. What made this apparition all the more perplexing was the fact that, according to reports, no one was supposed to be in the house at that late afternoon hour. We were so curious that we kept replaying the video in a loop. The more we looked, the more confusing it was. Could it have been a burglar glancing a peek at his own phone? But why the serene stillness and the subsequent graceful movements? So unlike the frantic rummaging typical of most burglars, or perhaps it is the figure of a not-so-friendly ghost. Are ghosts now embracing technology, navigating their afterlife with an otherworldly app? We'll leave it to you to unravel this mystery.
It's late at night when this group of Spanish tourists captures something on camera they'll never forget. A couple of days before their motocross event in Brazil, they decided to go for a ride in this wooded area at stupid o'clock. Little did they know, they had every reason to feel watched that night. This is what their camera captured.
Por aquí, todo recto. ¿Tienes que ir para dormir? Sí, para poner la tienda de campaña. ¿Para dormir? Sí. Bien, llegar. Ok. Muito obrigado, amigo.
Who or what was that? It starts off as a fairly normal evening, but as night falls, the group feels like they're being watched by someone or something. As they go deep into the woods, the sense of an eerie presence starts sending chills down their spines. Overwhelmed by an increasing sense of danger, they leave. But it was only when they checked the footage back that things took a terrifying turn. A mysterious humanoid figure was caught on camera, creeping around them through the woods, watching their every move. Was it a local? What the hell was he doing back there in pure darkness in the middle of nowhere? Or was it something far more sinister? Maybe a lost spirit tied to a site where a horrific event took place? Or perhaps it's the remains of a lost soul endlessly wandering the woods? What are your thoughts on this one? Let us know.
Leon Rito can't seem to catch a break in his own house. After a while of living there in relative peace, someone or something began tormenting him, whether chill time is being rudely interrupted or his doors are swinging open and closed by themselves. It got too much that he began recording every time something happened. And boy, did he capture some hair-raising footage. Take a look.
Increíblemente no son las 3 de la mañana, 1:15 pasada, y sentí que alguien me observaba mientras dormía y me desperté. No sé si realmente era una parálisis o algo de eso, o era real. No sé. El muñeco ahí, la concha de su madre. Carajo, están cayendo las cosas acá. Se prende la tele sola. Tengo el control ahí. Tengo el control ahí de la tele. Se está moviendo cosas del estante. Se acaba de mover esa botella de ahí. Carajo. Eso. Hijo de... Me acaban de dar un golpe fuertísimo. Y se metieron ahí en el baño. Me dieron un golpe fuertísimo en la espalda. Bien, una sombra negra, no sé qué era. Hijo de puta. Hijo de puta, no me deja entrar. Bien, ahora de afuera. Hijo de puta. Estoy grabando porque me dicen siempre que hay alguien escondido y no hay nadie. No hay nadie. No hay nadie acá.
Looks like it was spectral shower time in the Rito household. The items flying off the shelves could be explained using a few of the classic methods, like fishing wire or mechanisms. But we can't spot any glimmers of any of that. And the hands? Petrifying. Can't know for sure if the door was actually locked or if he was just pretending to give someone a chance to get in, rake their hands down the window and run back out again. But this isn't the only paranormal activity he has managed to record.
Hace días que vengo escuchando ruidos acá. Ya no sé cómo... Se cayó de acá un botín. Ya igual no, a estas alturas miedo ya no tengo. Concha de su madre. Sos hijo de puta. El coche yo no lo dejo ahí aparte. Siempre aparece el coche en cualquier lado. Ya no sé qué. Hijo de puta. Benji, vení acá. Vení, Benji, acá. Se me desvanecen las piernas ya. Ya no sé cómo vivir. Benjamín, vení conmigo. No te vayas, vení. Quédate acá. Quédate acá. Deja de ladrar, quédate acá. ¿A dónde estás mirando, Benjamín? Vení acá, Benjamín. Vení acá. Andate, hijo de puta.
Again, we can't be sure there isn't any trickery behind these videos as it's very dark. The picture quality is a bit murky, and the ghostly face did look a bit like a Halloween mask. But let's look at another video of the window ghost and see if we can pick up on anything else. Not sure why he's recording himself sleeping, but that aside, one thing we can see from all the videos so far is that they tend to follow the same formula. Some stuff is thrown onto the ground, and an entity shows itself from behind his windows, which is strange because poltergeists don't normally show themselves every single time they're filmed. And why is it always in the room next to him? The activity happens in the same room he's in, but the entity will only ever be seen from a distance. The next video is the only deviation.
De vuelta se escuchan los ruidos en la... Ahí está. Ya no sé qué hacer. Alguien que me diga qué hacer. ¿Cómo querés que te ayude? Ya no sé qué hacer. ¿Cómo querés que te ayude? Yo ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no sé cómo vivir con esto. Se están escuchando susurros. Esto nunca había escuchado. Voy a acercarme para... ¿Quién sos? ¡Déjame tranquilo! Ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no sé qué hacer. No sé qué hacer. Ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no me dejan tranquilo. Déjame tranquilo. No te hago nada, déjame tranquilo. Se están escuchando pasos de adentro. Me voy a acercar para que se escuche. Me duele el corazón ya. Dame una señal. No sé qué hacer. Voy a entrar. No sé si entrar, no sé, ya no sé. ¿Quién sos? Salí de ahí. ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? ¿Dónde estás? Vení para acá, Benjamín. ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? La concha de su madre. ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos?
Couldn't spot any jump cuts, so no idea how the bathroom door handle was shaking like that unless someone was doing some fancy footwork to stay out of the camera's way.
No sé si entrar, no sé, ya no sé.
And while we see the entity not from a behind window this time, it's still far away from him, which begs the question, why did neither of them approach each other? Surely if there was a ghost ballsy enough to do all of that, they would be more than happy to run up on you, right? And why was this the only time the entity was a few unblocked feet away from him? The only time he didn't run right up to it? Something smells very fishy here, but what do you think? Sure, these videos are terrifying, but are they real? Let us know your thoughts.
Cats' connection with the supernatural has fascinated cultures worldwide for thousands of years, and it remains a pretty hot debate among paranormal believers and skeptics alike. But this clip captured by an onlooker may have added wood to the ever-fiery arguments. Here's what was caught. Like an interdimensional traveller, this cheeky cat was filmed popping in and out of a wall like a scene straight out of a fantasy movie.
You'd best be on your way.
The clip has had many divided as to what could have happened, while this could just be put down as a nifty bit of video fakery, or even a trick of the light affected by poor camera quality. What if it was something far more sinister, like the spirit of a cat that died on the road, or a cat who somehow found a portal between alternative universes? Food for thought.
House hunting is usually pretty stressful for everyone involved as it is. With all the viewings, paperwork and organisation, it can play havoc with your senses, especially when the house you're looking at already seems to belong to someone, or something else. In a Reddit post, this estate agent went to record a video house tour of a vacant luxury property on her own, and she noticed a few things that made her hairs stand on end. Like light bulbs with minds of their own, strange creaks echoing through the house, the toilet flushing, and even the clear voice of a man answering the phone. Why she didn't just turn on her heel and get out of there immediately, we will never know. But she recorded a few minutes of video and soon ran for the hills. She kept the footage under lock and key because of her professional ties, but after a bit of coaxing, she uploaded it. And while it doesn't show everything she described in the post, It makes it all a damn sight more believable.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this vintage 1963 bungalow. Go ahead, do it again. You're on camera. Open this door. Go ahead, open this door. Open this door like you did the other one. Come on, just move the glass or something. Go ahead, do it again. I'm not scared.
We've discussed swinging doors 1,001 times on this channel.
Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
But this time it seems something else was at play. She went right up to the door, showed the hinges and everything. To make the scenario even more concrete, she took a tour through a lengthy segment of the house before leaving, and we can hear from her footsteps that the house is empty and echoey. So surely if someone were lurking behind the door ready to open it, we would have heard a faint shuffle away at the very least.
Vintage 1963 bungalow.
Considering her footsteps are so loud. We can also tell she had genuinely just gone there on her own to work because of her little Starbucks and paperwork setup. To tender the point even further, she was reluctant to share the footage because of potential clients seeing it and losing interest. The problem also wasn't posted directly to a ghost-themed forum, it was posted on her r/realtors. She thought there might be someone hiding inside the property, but considering the door opening on its own and the other strange comments she made about the house, such as the man's voice on the phone and the house becoming colder at random points, there is a wide avenue for this video to be of paranormal persuasion. What do you think? A scenic bike ride is a fantastic way to get the adrenaline pumping, but when these guys swooped around the trail they were on, they sensed something wasn't quite right, and their suspicions were proved correct when they watched the footage back. You could argue that it is some branches amalgamating into a strange shape and tricking our eyes. But since when did branches have eyes, faces, and veils? The guys saw this and, ignoring the chills down their spines, headed back out to the same spot to see if they could catch it once more.
Acá está en árbol en medio del sendero.
Dicen que este puede ser, pero no creo, A ver, hazte un poquito para allá. Adelante, hijo. No, pues no se ve nada, ¿no? ¿Será este árbol? ¿Ustedes qué dicen?
There was nothing there but a tree. We don't know where this video was taken exactly, so we can't look into any legends or reports of that trail. But one thing is for certain, we wouldn't be biking down there anytime soon if we were them.
Hey, here's a playlist full of creepy stuff caught on camera for you to enjoy. Don't forget to bump the like button, subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly Spookfest. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.